Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Kiana here with the new video. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe and don't forget to follow me on all of my social media platforms. I have those linked down for you down here. So in today's video, what I'll be talking about is my fourth trimester. Now, some of you might ask, what is a fourth trimester? So the fourth trimester is the 1 to 3 months between birth and your child's third month. So today is January 25th and I will be exiting my fourth trimester. So I'm super excited, but I'm kind of sad at the same time because that means that my son is growing like way too fast. I have a few things that I want to touch base on with exiting your fourth trimester, and for any new moms that will be entering their fourth trimester. People usually refer to it as 3 trimesters, which are the 3 when you are pregnant, but there is a fourth one, and they refer to this as the fourth trimester because you're just getting the swing of things of being a new mom and adjusting to life and all of the things that come with motherhood. So this is a video that you would definitely be interested in if you're a new mom. So I am starting this new video with my son turning 4 months today. He is taking a nap. One of the things that I want to talk about with exiting the fourth trimester is introducing solids to your kids. Now, I have my appointment with my pediatrician on Tuesday. So that is when we will speak about what type of foods I can give him, which ones don't induce too much gas, which ones don't make him colicky and stuff. So that's one of the things that you can start once you exit your fourth trimester. Now, how often does my son eat? So from the beginning, my son, I've always breastfed him. I would only give him a bottle if I was out and I couldn't just stop whatever I was doing and breastfeed him, or if I wasn't producing enough milk. At the beginning, I felt like I was not producing enough milk, so they did give me Similac newborn prepared bottles for him, which were really good. I still buy them in case of emergencies, if I'm out or I really need to like give him some milk. I haven't really used them. I have all my packs there. I've probably used in these 4 months about 8, which were the few that they gave me from the hospital and then the few that I purchased on my own. Other than that, I've been supplementing him with, if I can't give him milk on the go, I'll pump and then have that milk ready for him. So that's one of the things that I give my son. I also feed him every 2 to 3 hours. He is very punctual. So if he's asleep and he notices it's 2 hours since I fed him, he will wake up and, where's my milk? So that's kind of like funny about him. But I usually try to, like, now since he's a little bit older, I'm trying to push it to at least 4 hours, but it's taking some time. Unless he's like really entertained, he won't wait past 2 hours. How long does he sleep? So at first, he would wake up every hour or every 2 hours. If he was going through a growth spurt, he would wake up every hour. He would eat every hour, and during that hour he would eat about, like, I want to say 15 to 20. Once he got to 3 months, he started eating like 10 to 15, even sometimes 20 minutes. And then there was times that he would eat past 20 minutes and latch on for like 30-40 minutes. So that's how I would differentiate. I also have an app that I use that helps me keep track of how long he sleeps, how many times a day he poops and pees, how long he eats, and on which breast was it that I fed him, how many bottles of breast milk do I give him. So if I'm bottle feeding him and I give him a bottle, it calculates like, okay, so you started with 4 ounces, you gave him 2, now you have 2 remaining, so like that. And then you can keep track of how much you've given your child. So I have that app. During nap times now, since he's starting like into his 4 months, he takes power naps. So for the past month, he's been sleeping for like 20 minutes he'll wake up, or 30 minutes and wake up. Now he's starting to a little bit more like 45-ish, 50 minutes during a nap. But at first it was that long, then it went down to like 20-30 minute naps last month, and then this month he's picking it up again. So we'll see. Throughout the night, he has slept through the night. The most my son has slept through the night straight without waking up for milk is 6 hours. After that, he'll drink for like 10 minutes and then he'll continue sleeping. So I don't really consider that like a full waking up, but he does continue to just sleep throughout the night. Some of the activities that I do with my son, I have him on tummy time. So the app also gives you a section to calculate like tummy time, vaccines, medical appointments, all of that stuff, medicines that you would give him, vitamins. So one of the activities that I do with him is tummy time. So I like to put him to like lay down on his tummy and play with his toys and his piano and all of that stuff for at least 30 minutes at a time, just because I know that he hates it, one, and two, because I want him to get like balance in his neck so that like he's, you know, progressing in his milestones that he has to attain each month. One of the other activities that I do is I like to do like little workouts with him. So I'll like stretch out his arms like this, and I'll do probably like 10, 15, maybe even 20 at a time with his arms, and then same thing with his legs. And then after that, I'll do like little massages on him. Now what I started incorporating as of last month is during the day, at least twice a day, I'll put him to watch TV for at least 20-25 minutes, maybe even 30, depending on what I have to do during the day. And he likes it. Like, there's certain shows that I've noticed that he likes. So little shows like that keep him entertained and let me do the things that I have to do within my house and like editing and all of that stuff. So those are some great activities to try. Of course, I know that there's more. If you have any suggestions, please comment them down below, because my son is growing and I need different things to do with him aside from like tummy time, playtime, reading to him. Like, reading is one of the other things that he likes. I usually do it at bedtime or to sleep. He likes this specific book that has a mirror in it, so that's something that he loves playing with. So yeah, reading is definitely something good for you to do. I also have this set of flashcards that one of my friends got me for him. It has puppets and a whole bunch of stuff, so I can't wait to start using that with him now that he can actually hold stuff and look at it and study it. He loves playing with his hands, so sometimes I just sit him down and he'll just like play with his hands for hours. And now that he's teething, he's more interested in like grabbing things and putting them in his mouth and like playing with them and chewing on them. So if you're a mom and you're entering your 4th month and leaving your 4th trimester, be prepared for teething, because your child is going to go through it just like how mine is right now. So some of the accomplishments that I've noticed with my son is that he is very attentive. So if you're talking to him, like, he'll like watch you and pay attention to what you are saying. Another thing is that he is starting to push himself up. So when I put him on tummy time, he pushes himself up. And same thing if I'm laying him down on his back, he'll push himself up like this. So those are some of the accomplishments that he's done. He is very vocal. Since he was about 2 months, he's been very vocal. I've noticed that he's starting to use this part of his vocal cord. It's not just ah, it's ah. So I feel like he senses it vibrating here. So there's always this one time around 9 to 10 p.m. that he is talking and yelling. Like yelling like if he knew what he was doing. So that's one of the big accomplishments that he's done so far. Of course, his teeth are coming in, so he hasn't discovered his feet yet, which is good. He does play a lot with his hands, and he likes to put all of his toys like in his mouth. One thing that I noticed that he doesn't like to do is that if I'm the one that's putting the toys in his hand, he doesn't want to take them. But if he just finds them and he grabs them, he'll take them and he'll hold them and do things on his own. So those are some of the things that my son has accomplished thus far. I'm sure that there's more that I just should have written down, but those are like the main ones that you're looking for in helping advance his development. So standing, wanting to be held up, like standing straight, pushing himself off of his body, being able to hold his head without someone having to hold it for him. He's no longer peeing on me. He's no longer pooping on me or having trouble pooping, which was a huge issue because he used to just do this grunting noise that used to drive me crazy. So that is also a huge accomplishment that I'm so thankful for, because now he doesn't have to do that noise. He's actually learning how to scratch himself in his sleep. I don't know why. Every time I find him in the morning, he's either scratched or just going like this to himself. So yeah, it's not an accomplishment, but it's something that he's learned on his own. There's also a different app that I used throughout my pregnancy, and I'm using it now with him, and they send me notifications each week of what your child should be doing during that week, what he should be eating, or so on and so forth. What are some developmental milestones that they should be attaining? And so far my son has been going pretty good with them. So when I first brought Kade home, he was pretty good. He slept when he had to sleep. He was chill. I didn't feel like he was fussy or anything. The only thing that was really irritating with him was the fact that since he was so little, and this is most likely for every baby, they're learning how to poop. So they make a lot of noises when they sleep and when they're trying to pass bowel movement. So that was, I guess, the only thing that was kind of concerning for me and Jeff when we brought Kade home. But other than that, like, I'm so thankful for the baby that we have. Like, he is a dream. Like, I'm so thankful for him. He doesn't like cry too much. Like, he's not too fussy now. Since he is getting older and his teeth are coming in, he is a bit more fussy, but it's nothing out of this world that like, oh my god, like it's impossible and it's horrible. No, my son likes to play with his toys. He loves spending time with his dad. He loves spending time with me. And when he's fussy, I usually switch him off to Jeff, because we usually spend most of the day together anyways. So the times that he has with his dad, I prefer him to like spend it with him and have him like ease him when he's, you know, like kind of fussy or annoyed or anything like that. So that's how it was in the beginning. Now he is like still calm. He's still a very calm baby, but he's awake more. He's talkative. Like, you hear him wanting to talk. So that's something that like I get so happy about. And he's, oh, another milestone, he smiles a bunch. Like, you can do anything to him and he'll start smiling. So that's something that is the cutest little thing, that at first he used to just do it in his sleep, but now he does like wide awake, and you make faces at him and he will smile right back at you, like if he knew what you were talking about. Now, I do have 2 dogs. I'm not sure if I introduced you to them yet. So I have an American Pit Bull and a Labrador Retriever mixed with a hound. When Kade came to our home after leaving the hospital, it wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't anything out of this world. I mean, we introduced them right away just so that they could get accustomed to having somebody else in the house. They are the sweetest. Aki, my American Pit, he doesn't really know his strength, so I don't really let him around the baby too often. But if I'm standing, like, he'll try to smell him or something like that, and that's about it. With Turk, like, he'll look at him, he'll smell him, and then that'll be it, because he's more of a shy, reserved pup. But Aki, you know, we wanted him to be familiar, because since everyone has this connotation that pit bulls are horrible and all of this stuff, I didn't want people to feel like that with my son and my dogs. Aki, what he actually does is that he'll smell him and he'll sit right in front of him, like, to protect him, like if he's a bodyguard, like this. He'll sit just like that in front of him, or in front of me, or in front of whoever is carrying the baby. So that's how I know that Aki has no problems with the baby. So some of the products that I use on Kade, I have 2 creams that his doctor recommends it because his skin is fairly dry. Other than that, I use everything Aveeno: shampoo, body lotion, baby wash. I use the Gerber soft cloth rags to give him a shower. I use the Johnson & Johnson aloe baby oil when I want to just smooth out his hairbrush. I switch between Pampers and Huggies for diapers, whatever I find available at the time. I also use water wipes. They're available at Target. I tried the Pampers one. They're pretty good. The Huggies ones, I'm not a fan of. They have too many prints, and I feel like it like hurts their bottom, so I don't use those after that pack that I got. But for sure, the water wipes are the best. I use Baby Dreft to wash his clothes. I do also use Vaseline. Those are basically all of the products that I use on him. I don't like to use too much because too much is too much. So I like to stick to the basics. What have I learned? So during this trimester, my last trimester and my first as a mom, I've learned a lot of things. There's certain things that as a mom you think that you know but you don't, but then again you're a mom, so you have that intuition and you would know what's best for your child. I feel like sometimes trying things is better than not trying them, of course to your own like discretion. There were things that I refused to try with my son during this trimester that I had to ask my pediatrician for. Of course you want to go with your intuition and your gut instinct as a mom, but there's certain things that you do have to ask a doctor for. So that's one thing. Always have them on speed dial, because I know every time I saw something new about my son, I was always asking them questions and they would answer me and have me right on my way. Always ask questions if you really don't know something. Advice is open, but unless they ask, please do not like go overboard with the advice. That's two. I learned that like time goes by super fast. I feel like my son was born yesterday and he just turned 4 months. Like, where did the time go? Please enjoy your time with your kids as much as you can. I know like there's a lot of hardworking moms out there that don't have the time to be with their kids 24/7. I get it, but the times that you do have with your children, please enjoy it, because you snap and they're already like 15. So just take advantage of that time that you have with your babies, because you only have a baby for a certain amount of time. Learn on your own, research and Google things. I Google everything. Whenever I see something new with my son, or whenever I see something new with my dogs, I Google it. I know that that's sometimes not the best answer, but I have to, because before I ask somebody for advice, I want to make sure that I have my facts right and know what I'm talking about. I like to Google things. If it still doesn't make sense, I'll go to like the closest moms that I have, my mom, my mother-in-law, my grandmother, and then I'll ask them for advice. And as moms, something else that I learned is that we should support each other, because sometimes everyone usually asks like, oh, how's the baby? Like, the baby is doing great, but you know, sometimes you need someone to ask like how you're doing. So you as a mom, in order for you to take care of your children, in order for you to take care of your household, you need to take care of yourself. So that's something that I learned. At first I was like a mess. My mom would tell me like, oh, do you even do your hair today? Oh, did you like shower? And at first we're so focused on the baby that we forget to take care of ourselves. If we're not 100% and we're not good, then we won't be able to do the proper job in taking care of that child. So moms, please take care of yourselves. Join a support group. You know, you could write to me whenever. Like, I'm always down to talk. So one piece of advice that I would tell moms entering the 4th trimester is just enjoy it. Like, people don't show the negative sides of parenting. They just always like to tell you, and that's not something that you want to hear as a new mom. Especially not me. I'm very sensitive. I'm very emotional. I did not want to hear any of the negatives, but I'm glad that I did, because it prepared me to know that like everything's not always gonna be peaches and roses. Have fun with, I know that there's gonna be some sleepless nights. Like, have your partner like help you and be as open as you can about how you're feeling. Not for nothing, like people always told me, oh, you're gonna go into a depression. I didn't. I had like a week that I was like kind of off because I was sleepy and I wanted to like sleep in more and I didn't know what to do, and like my son had that bowel movement issue that I was so concerned about and I didn't know like how to feel about it. But after that, like every time I would wake up, no matter how sleepy I was, I would see his face and I would instantly start crying and smiling, because it was like, wow, I made this child. He's dependent on me. The way that my son came into my life, it was like I was just praying like, God, please give me a purpose, and I found it. Once I found out I was pregnant, I was nervous, of course, but I feel like I found my purpose. Like, I am the milk giver, the throw up rag, the confidant, the diaper changer. Like, I'm all of these things. So I found my purpose with being a mom, and ever since I was young I've always wanted to be a mom, but this made it even better and more easy for me. Take advantage of it. Like, be the best mom that you can be. You do as a mom what you need to do, because only you know your child. Nobody knows your child like you. You do for your child the best that you can, and that's the best advice that I can give you as a mom. Start from young, instilling good values and morals into your children, and like, praying for them and showing them unconditional love. That's one of the things things that the kids need the most in this world. Of course, you're not always going to be happy. Of course, you're not always going to be excited. Of course, it's not always going to be all these rainbows and stuff. And if you're breastfeeding, stress is a big no, because if you're stressed, you're not producing enough milk for your child. So that's why you need to take time for yourself as a mom. Do whatever you gotta do, hang out with your girls, whatever it is to de-stress. And if you do suffer from baby blues or postpartum depression, like, reach out to somebody, because not for nothing, most of us moms, we probably like went through it or went through something similar, and we could help each other. Like, you're not alone. So now, drum roll, the moment you guys have all been waiting for, the introduction of my son. So this is my little big boy, Kade O'Neal. So this is my 4-month-old. I know I haven't introduced you guys to him sooner. If you follow me on Instagram, you've met Kade, because I do photo shoots of him every single month. Does he look more like mama? Maybe a mixture of both, but definitely like mama. But this is my little pumpkin. We're actually in the middle of doing his 4-month photo shoot. Follow me on my Instagram so that you can stay up to date and see the reveal of his 4-month photo shoot. Thank you guys so much for watching and for tuning in. Hey, would love for you guys to give him and mama thumbs up, and for you guys to subscribe to his mama's YouTube channel. And we will see you in the next video. Love you guys.